Hi, yeah, I'm coming again, and as I'm saying, my name is Jesse, and today my topic is about leadership and management. And about the leadership and management, these are two-way traffic, or it is two systems. Whereby, when it comes to leadership, it's a leadership. When it comes to management, it is management based on directions. But leadership sometimes depends with what you're thinking and what you're planning, or what you want to portray out. And that's why we are saying that effectiveness, or the effective leadership at top and from departmental managers is key to the success of any business. So when it comes to manager based on a certain business, it sounds that now the manager and managemental, they are key to success to the business. And also, this success may come out clearly in a way that now everybody will be able to see through a certain manager, through a certain director. That one based on management. And that department depends with the manager. So when it comes to leadership sometimes may hold the right thing and say, take it to the manager. So the leadership, or rather the leader will come out and say, I want my director, my manager to be able to do ABCD. So that's why today now, when we say management is doing things right. Doing things right. But leadership is doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. But manager, or rather management is doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. So, but leadership is doing right things. So, and that's why now this evening, another this night, as we discuss about the leadership, that's why you have different types of leadership in this world. And one type of leadership is what we call the automatic leadership. And the automatic leadership is the classical approach. The supervisor makes decision without input from their employees. So they give order without explanation and expect those order to be obeyed. Often employees use structured set towards other rewards the punishment to ensure compromises. So when I come to this automatic leadership, automatic leadership is whereby you start now planning, you start now saying, and whoever you are, rather they start saying that they have seen you and you have told them. And whatever you have done, you have been saying, they start now doing that. Sounds that now nobody tell you to say so, or rather to tell them to do so. But what you did, you came out with your mind and you put it in the platform, and everybody start now obeying your orders. That's what we call automatic leadership. The other one is the bureaucratic. We call it bureaucratic leadership. And bureaucratic leadership, as supervisor, focuses on rules and regulations, policies, and produces, acting more like police officer. Like police officer, they normally work as per rules. They are being told, go there and do ABCD. That's how the police are based on the bureaucratic leadership, whereby they cannot overcome. But what they'll do, they will hold that leadership of saying, we are being guided by the Constitution, we are being guided by rules and regulations that we are supposed to do ABCD. That's what we call bureaucratic leadership. whereby in one or the other, we have to know that what kind of policies do we have. Like now, us human, we have been guided by our policies and our rules and regulations. And that's why now that kind of bureaucratic leadership comes out, and you try now to refresh, or rather you try to reflect what is in your cogosity. And that's how now, when it comes to this area, you find that the supervisor manage by the rule, and rely on a higher level of the management to make decision normally, and enforce style is adopting on when others' leadership style is inappropriate, or when employees can be permitted to direct the decision. So now this one is whereby you find that now you are being forced by circumstances. This bureaucratic leadership, you find that now in one or the other, it can't work automatically. Why? Because it will affect, or it will sideline with you. So at the end of the day, you have to follow the rules and the regulations. And in that nature, that's why now you find that now when you are working, you have to follow. If you are leader, if you are manager, if you are supervisor, you have to follow rules and the regulations. So the other point, or rather the other what we call leadership. The other leadership is called democratic leadership. So the democratic leadership almost receive the autocratic styles, whereby the supervisor keeps employee informed, and after informing, all the matters that are directed affect their work. So this whereby now the leaders, thank you for tapping, thank you Pesci for tapping, continue tapping, and I'm very happy for that. And also thank you for Kivitoi for joining. So thank you for tapping, continue tapping, and I'm very much happy. So that's why I'm saying that now when it comes to this democratic leadership, you are being forced to do so, but after 3-4 days you can start giving out false informations. Why? Because you wanted at that particular time to share that decision. Then after making that decision, the problem that you're solving and responsibilities are not workable. So you are solving that problem, you are giving out responsibilities, but sometimes when you say that I will do ABCD, you find that now after some time you find the supervisor emphasizes the employee role in some organizations, and this provides opportunity for employee to develop sense of job satisfaction. So in one or the other, you may find that now this democratic leadership might work to you, or might at the end of the day give you another. But the one we work on well, or rather the one that at the end of the day we rely much, it is automatic leadership. And automatic leadership, sometimes you normally say that you were born with that one. By the time that you were a child, as you grow up, you continue having that leadership, having that sensitivity, saying that now I'm a leader. And the leadership starts from you. That sometimes when you are using cogosity to do ABCD, when you are starting doing ABCD, you find that now asking yourself, who am I? I'm able to drive these people. Is it possible that I can drive them to where they want? Is it possible that I can drive them up to the point that at the end of the day they will feel comfortable? And they will say, oh, that whoever, they try to guideline us. He guideline us. He challenged us. In automatic leadership has a lot of challenges. And the challenges, you are the one who is challenging them. And you challenge them with very constructive words. And you challenge them with words that at the end of the day, once they look at you like this, they will say, wow. And whatever you tell us, you challenged us. Don't challenge just because, or rather, don't just talk because people are talking. talk because you have that feeling. I want to talk. I'm feeling that I want to make an extra point. So that's why now the automatic leadership gets in. And you may find that all these are based on what we call human resources and talent management. When it comes to human resource and talent management, they sound that leadership and management, they have to chip in. They sound that the key skill for management, what are the skills for the management? Did you go to class so that at the end of the day, you may have good management? The other point is communication and information. What kind of communication do you have? Do you communicate with your body? Do you communicate with your tongue? Do you communicate with your face, the approaches? So that now you may reflect a certain information. And that's why you may find that some leadership, they don't know how to give information, this information comes out reflecting that their communication is totally constructive. So that's why I'm saying this night that let us value our leadership much more than anything else. So when we are being sent, we say that we know. What do we know? When you're being sent somewhere, when you're being located somewhere, when you're given a certain offices, is it possible that at the end of the day, we chip in and others will say, oh, he was given or rather she was given an office that he managed without any help of anybody else. Thank you, Pesci. So, and thank you once again. Thank you. May God bless you. So that's why I'm saying, Pesci, that it is good that let us have a leadership that have an impact, a creative one, that everybody in the society will say, where does the Moses Moshiri came out? Where does he get this leadership? Because it is not just talking. You find that also the managing labor has or other works as a resource, and they have a lot of resources, and those resources depends with you. And that's why I'm saying that today information are based on human resource and talent management. So all this human resource and management depends with what you are giving and what you are focusing on. And that's why we are talking about this automatic leadership, whereby at the end of the day, we say that it is very classical approach. So when we say that it's a very classical approach, whereby the supervisor make decision without input from the employee. So it is not a must that you be asked. It is not a must that you start saying, you see man Kanyari, man so and so, man Peter so and so doing this and that, and then you start now, you will act like him or like her. No. This one, it is sounds that you are talented. Yeah, the one talent. It is something that you are born with, whereby at the end of the day, nobody can tunya you. Some leadership, nobody can tunya you, I better tell you. So that one depends with you and your God. So, and that's why we are saying that one is what we call automatic, and that's why I'm focusing on that. And that's why I'm saying that now, when I come to this, you may find that now managing diversity can be inside it. And when we are talking about the managing diversity, you may find that in one or the other, that leadership sound that, or rather sounds your loyalness. You are very loyal. You are very conscientism, whereby at the end of the day, your conscience is very sensible. You can as well as sense something. You have very ability to read and set an example. Do you live as an example? When it comes to that leadership of viewers, do you live as an example? Saying yes, and saying that it is true, that I'm better tell you that we can live. If you live as an example, then God starts with you. The other is willingness and cooperativeness. Let us have a lot of cooperativeness. Let us have a lot of willingness. I'm willing, I'm feeling to help. And you may find that now when you have that willingness, at the end of the day, you may see that you will achieve. And what you will achieve, others you might say, oh, what they have seen you, it is something talented. It is something that you'll much give an example of what you have done. And that's why now we are saying, this leadership, is it a leadership that at the end of the day will make others grow? Is it a leadership that makes others feel that you would like to have so and so because of his talented leadership? Enthusiasm and punctuality. Somebody who is very punctual. When it comes to time, you are very punctual. I heard one of my cousin, though he is late, and I remember one time that when I was training at Kahawa West, and when he was arranging with him that by tomorrow at 7, let's start our class. I better tell you, he was arriving earlier, about 10 minutes before, and he was arranging students, and he was arranging even me, and saying, and he was telling me, Jesse, then we are supposed to live by example. When it comes to time, time is money. If you want to achieve, hold it. Don't have what we call castigated time, that you try to put it that way, you try to put it this way. Nobody can as well as understand how you manage yourself. So management based on your leadership, it will sound and it will say who you are. Thank you. I can tell you continue tapping, and I've been very much happy to see you like Peshu. Thank you once again. Also to invite to your area. So the last point based on that one is being caring. Are you caring enough? Some leadership shows caring. You know, like what happened in Embakasi. Now you start now hearing some leadership start now blaming one another. Instead of rushing blaming one another, why don't you start first of all show heart of caring? Why don't you first of all show heart of doing them the right thing? And you may find in that nature, people will love you more because of leadership. Yes, you can rush, but action speaks louder than words. There are some words that we normally say, but they are in quote. Yeah, your leadership is in quote. Be somebody. Don't start asking, why don't Kanyari, or rather, why don't Jogona, or rather, why don't Kamau, or so and so, or rather, Jesse didn't give out this amount of money. I think, first of all, live by example. So once you live by example, we'll say, now, since you give out $1 million, you have shown a very good example. Don't talk. Let action speak by it. Bearing in mind that now there is provocation will comes in terms of positiveness. And that's why now we are relying with that, and we are saying that the best thing to do in this world, it is now being a leaders that they are so much caring. And that's why now we are saying that this leadership will still also give you the way. And then we are saying that when you consider what constitutes good management, then the qualities and attitudes and value are desirable. So we'll ask ourselves, do we have quantities? Do we have attitudes? Do we have values that others can say, we would like to have a value of Mushiri? We would like to have that attitude. Attitude that creates an impact. Attitude that at the end of the day have its own value. That somebody will say, oh my, I would like to live like so and so. No, and by doing this, you may find that now, this will include like somebody like honesty. What kind of honesty do you have? What kind of integrity? Are you in that level of integrityness? That when people look at you, you know, most of the times people call me pastor. I'm not a pastor. But because maybe how you are walking, how you are talking, the way you are behaving in the community, people will start now giving you names that maybe they are variable. Now, why do they call you a certain name and yet you are not in that state? It is because of kind of reflection that you are coming out with. And that's why I normally say that leadership, it is something at the end of the day, leadership is doing the right thing, whereby if it is based on direction, you may find that now the direction, or rather the director, you may find that to progress, this will sound that now the progress, it is ensure to be able, and this you may find one or two focuses on the key issue. What do you what are you focusing on? What are the key factors? So you may find that now in one or the other you have a specific target. Now, as a director, you are director, but you want to management and you may come out. It is because your target and standards, what you know, is from what you know from your attitude. Your attitude will direct you. And once it will direct you, it will able to get you there. Then let alone, you'll be able now to call others. Because the direction, sometimes when we call ourselves directors, before we call ourselves directors, have we directed ourselves? Have we directed ourselves in a way that now everybody may be able to say, since, you look like a director? Because your management of the work, your actions, or rather your deeds, are cooperating with what, or rather with who you are. And that's why now, after coming without specific targets and standards, that is to know in what direction you are going and how you intend to get there. Let alone, after doing that, you find that now you push the word teamwork together. So you push the word teamwork together. Why? Because your directions are forcing you to be in those work teams. And that's why the teamwork, this is whereby being guidelined by good leadership of team. And this way we normally say that look at tomorrow problems and issue today, the direct sign of change and potential pitfalls. So that's why now you find that now we are changing. And since we are changing because there's something we are looking on. And these things we are looking on, they are pushing us to a certain corner. And later on, we are feeling very much okay. Kwa hivyo, what I want to conclude by saying that the best thing to do is that learn to adapt to change and turn it to a positive advantages. Set a high standard and clear objectives. When you set a high standard and clear objectives, this does not belong to them. They belong to you. So once they belong to you, you may find yourself going to another. And in this area of the standard, a warm welcoming to it. Because before you decided, and before you find yourself there, you decided yourself. So the other one is be sensitive to individual team members' needs and expectations. So once you put them together as a leader, what you're supposed to do, be very sensitive. that sometimes, like I can say, I can tell you the example. My example is, I'm director, I'm still a leader, but sometimes I have to be very sensitive, because these are students whereby they are big students, or rather they are grown-up students. You cannot, there are some issues that you cannot marry, or rather you cannot team up together, sharing, and then you're joking together with them and doing this and that, because you are maintaining your leadership and your sensitivity about how to come together with them. Number 2, you have to show them that you are very creative. Number 3, you have to show them that who you are, you have a high standard. So, meaning that whatever now you'll chip in, you'll cooperate in doing, it will be of a high standard. So, you have to ask yourself, have you moved down there? Going up. Continue tapping, and I'll be very much happy. So, the last one is definition. Is it possible that your definition are clear, are given clear responsibilities and structures? What are you aiming to do? What are you thinking to do? Do you come to a definition? When you come to that definition of your leadership, can it give a clear responsibilities that when they start saying who you are, well, they will say. So thank you for this evening, and maybe if you are there, we would like us to chat together. You can put it online, and then you can ask me any question based on the leadership, and I will tell much more concerning that. Where are you? Because the last one is about the action and results. So then you have to value your actions. Does your actions speak more than words? Action needs to be taken. In one or the other, they help discussion making easy because of the action that you give. And also, you may find that now that before acting, ensure that priorities are right, and use resources, manpower, finances, equipment, and commodities efficiently. When you use them together, and then you find that now they are together, you may find that now everything is workable, and everything can work on well. So, I want to conclude by saying thank you for having this night, bearing in mind that your results will talk and will come true. And if you come to that point of saying that you want to become a good leader, let analyze all problems given and receive feedback, and ensure that information are persuaded to others. Thus, improving your own performance will make you to be a good leader of tomorrow. A leader that has good responsibilities. A leader who is very caring. A leader who is willing and cooperative. A leader who is very loyal and consistency. Consistenciness. So this is whereby when it comes to the conscience, this one called the consistenciness based on what are you trying to focus on? Is it something which is very consistable? Is it something at the end of the day can be pushed to others and say they want to do A, B, C, D? So what I can tell you is that chip in, and we'll work very nicely. So be blessed. See you tomorrow. Bear in mind that at around 8:30 we'll meet. Thank you. Nini unasema? Nakwambia ushikuka.